this year isn't ordinary. It's powerful, transformational, and full of major turning points. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving deep into your 2026 predictions. Now, before we look at the month-wise breakdown, let's first understand the main planetary forces shaping your year. Right. In 2026, three major planets dominate the entire year. The first one is, of course, Saturn. Right. Now, Saturn will stay in Pisces for the whole year. That's your 12th house. That means you are going through Sade Sati. Right. Now, the 12th house represents endings, letting go, foreign lands, isolation, and spiritual growth. Also, it represents expenditure as well. Here, Saturn is in Jupiter's house in Pisces. And Pisces is a water sign, right? And Saturn in Jupiter's house is generally a good placement. But Saturn in water sign goes through some kind of, unrest before transforming into something good, like a volcano before eruption. Now, let's talk about how is Saturn going to affect you this year. It will make you financially disciplined, but before that, it will increase your expenses. Right? The 12th house rules expenditure and losses. We all know that, right? Now, Saturn here represents restrictions, responsibility, karma, discipline, delay, and long-term stability. Right? When Saturn moves into the 12th house, it forces you to control unnecessary spending. Otherwise, expenses naturally rise. Right? So therefore, you will be saving money here. Since Saturn is in water sign, it will also increase your expenses and make you realize that you need to save. So that's how Saturn will work in 12th house. It will also push you towards spirituality and meditation. Pisces is the sign of moksha, intuition, imagination, meditation, compassion, and the subconscious mind. Right? Now, Saturn entering Pisces brings structure to the spiritual realm. This creates a phase where you may naturally want to meditate, withdraw, introspect, or seek inner peace. You may get into sadhana, or you may also find a spiritual guru who will help you grow spiritually. It will end your old patterns. Now, the 12th house is the last house, symbolizing endings and karmic release. Right? Saturn is the planet of karma here. Now, together they indicate the final clearing of an old phase, right? Old patterns. Relationships, jobs, habits, or mental patterns may end because Saturn wants you to enter a new chapter with a clean slate. Right? Now, you will declutter your mind, but not without some internal or mental unrest, because Saturn is in water sign. It will also nudge you towards isolation or solitude. Now, Saturn, what it does is it restricts, right? Now, the 12th house represents isolation. Now, this combination requires time alone to think, now heal or reset. It doesn't mean loneliness. You don't have to worry about that. It means productive solitude. Right? Now, Saturn will also create sleep disturbances or overthinking. Now, it's because the 12th house rules sleep. Right? Saturn brings pressure, fear, responsibility, and worry. This can create temporary sleep issues or a restless mind. Now, being in 12th house, Saturn will create opportunities for foreign travel or settlement. Now, the 12th house is the house of foreign lands. Right? Now, Saturn here often gives long-term opportunities abroad, either through work, spiritual travel, or sometimes even relocation. Now, Saturn will also force you to face your old fears. Now, 12th house represents subconscious mind, and Saturn here represents fear and past karma. Right? Now, here is Pisces as well. Pisces represents dissolution and healing. Now, what it does is Saturn here forces you to face your old fears, traumas, or emotional patterns. Now, which you might have been avoiding. Right? Now, it may feel heavy initially, but it leads to massive inner healing because there is a combination of Pisces, Saturn, and 12th house. Now, Saturn will also give you strong protection from hidden enemies. Right? Now, the reason is the 12th house includes hidden enemies or people who drain your energy. Now, Saturn brings clarity, boundaries, and karmic justice here. Now, people who don't have good intentions towards you, maybe naturally they will be removed from your life, or you will go away from them. Now, let's talk about how Jupiter is going to affect you in 2026. Now, Jupiter will be in Gemini in the 3rd house from January to June 2026. Now, this phase builds the foundation for your success. Now, you might ask why. The 3rd house rules or represents courage, communication, short trips, and siblings, right? Now, Jupiter expands whatever it touches. So, in this period, you will learn new skills, become more confident, right? Start new ventures because third house is also about entrepreneurship and startups. Now, communicate more boldly, expand your network, take calculated risks, travel for work or growth, create content or share your knowledge. Now, in the second phase, Jupiter will be in Cancer. Now, Cancer is where Jupiter gets exalted from June to October 2026. Now, this is the most powerful part of the year. Now, why exalted Jupiter matters? Right. Now, Cancer is where Jupiter is strongest, wise, nurturing, protective, and expansive. Now, the fourth house represents home, home and property, real estate, vehicle, emotional peace, mother, inner foundation, and comfort and security. Right. So, in these months, you may experience, something like property purchase, renovation, moving into a better home, right? Emotional healing or a stronger inner peace, support from your mother or family, a major lifestyle improvement, right? Now, also financial stability, a sense of belonging and comfort, right? Success through real estate or land issues, deeper spiritual grounding. Now, let's talk about how Rahu is going to affect you in 2026. Right. Rahu will be in Aquarius in the 11th house, where Rahu does well. It creates a Raj Yoga. And 11th house is all about gains, goals, networking, and income. Right. Because Rahu in the 11th house, it is going to help you here. Now, Rahu is a planet of passion, attachment, and desire. Right. Here it is creating a positive environment for earning money, gaining social status, and fulfilling all your desires, all your material desires. Now let's do a month by month breakdown. Let's talk about January first of all. In January 2026, Saturn will be in Pisces, Jupiter will be in Gemini, and Mars will be in Aries. Now this month brings a heavy workload for you. Now responsibilities will rise, but your recognition might feel slow. You may deal with unexpected expenses, old financial issues resurfacing, and a few misunderstandings in relationships. Now, January is not about glory. You need to be careful here. It's about preparation. Work quietly, build your base, and stay patient and silent. Now let's talk about February. On 17th of February, a major solar eclipse will hit your 11th house. Now, 11th house is all about social circle, friends, right? And because there's an eclipse, this can bring some kind of betrayal or disappointment from your closest friend or your best friend. You might lose a friend here. If you are a student, your education might get disturbed. Right. Now let's talk about Mars. A lunar eclipse hits your 5th house. Now this will affect your creativity, emotions, and decision making. Now what to expect in the month of Mars? You need to expect your mental exhaustion, stress, and conflicts with loved ones or your children. Now let's talk about April. A rare combination forms in your 12th house. Mars, Saturn, and Mercury will meet in Pisces. Now Mars Saturn energy is creating some kind of conflict here. So you need to be really careful. Now if you are holding on to something like emotional baggage or some events from the past, it's time to release that and let it go. And you need to stop resisting change. You need to embrace change or have an open mind. Allow life to realign naturally. Increase charity, kindness, and spiritual practices. You'll also go through some kind of spiritual healing, but you need to be careful here because Mars will make you restless while Saturn is trying to calm you down. There's a conflict of energy of Mars and Saturn here. Now let's talk about May. May becomes a turning point for you. Now this is quite important. Jupiter prepares to enter Cancer, your most powerful phase of the year. Right now you start feeling emotional clarity. Your confusion reduces, sleep improves, a new plan or idea starts forming in your mind. Even though Saturn is still clearing your life in the 12th house, May will bring some kind of hope. Now, this is the month when you realize I'm ready for a new chapter. Now, let's talk about June, the game changer. This is the month where everything changes because Jupiter enters Cancer, its exalted sign in your 4th house. Now, this brings emotional healing, stability, property related luck, peace at home, Better relationship with your parents, especially your mother, a sense of inner security. Your mother's health will also improve, right? Now if you are feeling lost before this, then this is the month where you will get your clarity. You will have a clear mind because Jupiter will be supporting you. Now professionally, a new opportunity may appear. You may start feeling supported by the universe again. June is the month where 2026 truly starts shining for you. Now let's talk about July. In July, the speed of your life will increase. Momentum will grow, work starts giving results, financial flow improves. Travel or relocation decisions may come. Right? A big purchase becomes possible, either of vehicle, gadget, land, or home item. Right. You may also reconnect with an old friend or mentor who gives valuable, guidance. Right. Your heart feels lighter, your mind feels clearer, and you feel motivated again because Jupiter will be giving us full strength in Cancer in the fourth house. Now, in August, August strengthens everything Jupiter started, right? Now, creativity rises, studies or teaching or skill learning improves, romantic life becomes smoother, parents or elders bless your decisions, emotional resilience gets stronger. This is one of the most productive months of the year. In September 2026, now what to expect in this month? A new source of inspiration, strong creative breakthroughs, better love life, more confidence, recognition for your talents, your intuitive power will increase. If you are a content creator, teacher, artist, or a student, September is gold for you. Now in October, because of Mars placement, it may create temporary misunderstandings, delays in communication, emotional sensitivity. Now use this month to slow down, refine your plans, and avoid rushing. Now your romantic life may also feel intense, both positively and negatively, depending on how you communicate with your partner. Right. In November, a toxic colleague or environment might disappear. You may step into leadership role. A long-term project ends, right? A new professional direction begins. You may become more disciplined. Old emotional wounds resurface briefly, but only to heal because Rahu is positively placed here. This is the month where the universe prepares you for 2027. In December, finances stabilize, work feels clearer, relationship feel more honest. Your intuition becomes extremely powerful, guiding you towards the right choices. Right? Now, December closes the year with emotional maturity and a fresh sense of direction. This is all about your 2026. Now, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you know someone who is Aries, please do share this video with them. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.